UltraMito line. You'll only get them from our company, and people only get them from you. And we're here to talk more about that this evening. First, we're going to hear from Roger, and then we're going to hear from Dr. Dan. So let's listen to Roger share with us a little bit about this topic of diabetes.
Great to be with you, Dale.
You are coming through loud and clear, my friend. Take it away.
Outstanding. And once again, so great to be with so many of you, joining us from wherever in the world you happen to be. At MoreMito, every week, we address a different health topic. We don't just talk about our technology, as amazing as it is. We want to talk about all those things about your health that you need to be more informed about. In recent weeks, we've talked about a number of things that were very pertinent to you. We talked about how physical, mental, and emotional pain management and elimination could be accomplished with more mitochondria. We talked about high blood pressure, heart attacks, kidney failure, strokes, to mention all those things. And we're on a related topic today. We're going to be talking about how not to suffer from the consequences of diabetes and high blood sugar issues. It is so important. But before we get into that, let me introduce you to us, especially if you're new. By now, you might know that we're a nutraceutical company and that we're noted for making some profoundly effective products for people and their pets. There's a very good reason for that. It has to do with this science that our scientist, Dr. Ben Elliott, has created. He's been my partner since 2015, and I can honestly tell you that he's pioneering a new way to make all of us healthier. It's based on a very simple concept. He wants to increase the amount of energy that your cells produce. Why does he want to do that? Because everything takes energy, and our bodies are no exception. Let me tell you a story about yours. You started out early in life when a lot of us call mitochondria. What would that be? That would be the component in your cells that produces the energy that you run your life with, right?
Yes.
Your heart doesn't beat. You don't take a breath. You don't have a thought that's not powered by mitochondria. And if all of them were to suddenly start working, here's what would happen to you. You would die.
Did y'all hear that?
Do I have your attention yet? Okay. Here's how he did this. He first studied and found things in nature that could actually help you regrow your mitochondria, right? That's what he did. That's very necessary because as you went through life, you've been losing them for a lot of reasons other than aging. You got a disease or so, they can damage your mitochondria. COVID is a good example. You got that, it exhausted and killed many of your mitochondria, and you probably didn't get them all back. High blood pressure, diabetes that we're going to be talking about today. Any host of diseases can exhaust and kill and accelerate your loss of mitochondria. None of that's making you work any better, okay? Now, diseases, we talked about that. How about the medications? As good as they are to help you
all these
in one way,
guys.
many of them actually kill mitochondria as well. Simple things like lawn chemicals you use like I did, right? Some of them are serial killers of mitochondria. Anyway, because of all those things, by the time you get to be about 60, chances are you will have lost half your mitochondria. What is that good for? Probably nothing. Okay, nothing good. All right? So what's been happening to you as that's been going on, you've been losing function. Your body's been slowly failing. That's why you may not see as well now as you did when you were younger. Perhaps you're nearsighted or farsighted, or maybe you're having problems with your night vision. Right?
Or
Maybe
lost
your
your vision.
is failing, okay?
Or losing your vision.
Of mitochondria. How about your strength and stamina? Have you figured out yet that you're not a spring chicken anymore? If you haven't, stick around. You will. Okay? Loss of mitochondria. What about the way your brain works? You know, you walk around with that supercomputer. It takes a lot of power. 2% of your weight uses 20% of your body's energy. It is very dependent on your mitochondria, that mitochondria you've been losing. Okay? What about the way your vital systems are managed? Your blood pressure, your blood sugar that we're going to be talking about today. How about your weight? That gets more difficult, as you know, as you get older, right? And that's because of loss of mitochondria as well. How about your immune system? Think of it this way. If you've lost, right, significant part of the energy it takes your body to run on, how does that help anything in your body run better? It does not. What's the answer? Let's regrow your mitochondria. That's the technology that Dr. Elliott has created. He created a special technology, actually. It's called XDS, stands for Exponential Delivery System. And what that does is we organize the molecules of all the ingredients that you will see on our product labels So they don't just get in your bloodstream. They got to get all the way into your mitochondria, because that's where the real magic can happen. That's where you can get back much of what you have lost, and maybe more. Okay? You put that in our product line. That line is called UltraMito, as an ultra mitochondria. And that's what Dale's going to come back and talk to you about. Dale.
Thank you, Roger. Listen, everybody, the first product I want to mention is called Rejuvenate. It's our topical cream. It's for your skin from head to toe. You put it in your hair, massage it in your scalp, and it's for anything that disturbs your skin. That's a scratch, a scrape, a cut, a bump, a mole, a blemish, anything disturbing your skin. We've got testimonials in the back office about the impact it's had for a lot of people on serious varicose veins, on cellular, on stretch marks, even the lines on your face, and it does all the things it does because of the way it works. It doesn't just sit on your skin. It soaks through your skin, soaks down to the bone. That means it helps with your ligaments, with your tendons, with your muscles and your joints, and I mean your back joints, your knee joints, your hips, even the joints in your hands. And speaking of hands, if you or anybody you know has a condition in your hands or feet that could start as tingling and become incredibly severe, you're going to find that Rejuvenate becomes your go-to product for everything I just mentioned. The things it can help with are
everyone that's joining
astounding.
us.
Go to your
Make sure you
back
get your
office,
drinks and
listen to the
snacks,
testimonials.
pens
Next, I
and
want to
papers.
talk about Restore 3.0. It's our first third-generation product, and Dr. Bevan has truly created something incredible using a base of two
Thanks to
ancient
the new
superfoods,
subscribers.
olive oil with olive leaf and black seed. They've both been used for thousands of years because of the benefits they provide to the human condition. They mention olive oil in the Bible. They found black seed when they opened King Tut's tomb. But Dr. Bevan has taken several elements of each and uses them in a special way to help us with all the conditions we face. With olive oil, he uses several elements to tune up and detoxify your cells while increasing your mitochondria. Now, that's the unique thing to our product line. That's what sets us apart. That's our name. MoreMito, short for mitochondria. You're going to hear throughout this call how Dr. Bevan has discovered you've been losing it your whole life. You're lucky to have 50% in your 50s and 60s, maybe 10% in your 70s and 80s. Your body is losing power to operate. And if we can restore your mitochondria back to the levels of when you were a kid, guess what? Your body starts to work the way it's supposed to, the way it was meant to, the way it did before life and the environment started tearing your body down. And black seed, he uses that to increase your energy, but it's cellular energy. It's on a cellular level. It's not like a hit of caffeine or sugar with a high plateau and then a deep valley. Cellular energy is steady. Imagine being able to start and complete a task without a need to rest, or the disappearance of your brain fog. That's a good thing. Or something strenuous like a long bike ride that has a short recovery time. Cellular energy means you can live life again on your terms to its fullest without a need to sit on the couch and watch it all pass you by. And I've only mentioned 2 of the 44 ingredients Dr. Bevan has blended to create Restore. The blending is critical. Dr. Bevan will tell you that if you take a handful of vitamins right now, you'd be lucky if a third are not a complete waste because they're overpowered and canceled out by other things in that handful of vitamins. Everything has to be in the right proportion, but then most of all, you need XDS to allow your body to use them like nothing it's ever used before. Read the ingredient list. It's on your website. The list of ingredients is astounding.
On your free customer website.
Restore. And let me also point out that this is not a case of throwing a bunch of items, ingredients, into a pot, stirring it up, and putting it in a bottle. It takes 8 weeks, start to finish, to make a bottle of Restore. It's like making fine wine. There is a blending and a process, and it's an 8-week-long process. Next, I want to talk about our newest item. It's Renew Brain and Body. Some of the ingredients we need to increase our mitochondria can't be delivered in a liquid base. have to be delivered dry. So Dr. Bedman put those ingredients in these small capsules. And listen, Renew Brain and Body stands on the shoulders of Rejuvenate and Restore. It helps with the blood flow in your legs, your arms, the firing of the synapses in your brain. The disappearance of that brain fog helps with eyesight. Just a powerful, tremendous completion of the triad of products it takes to increase your mitochondria. Finally, some of the most important members in our family are the pets that we have. You've heard of pet parents. Look, the most viewed videos on the web are pet videos, cats and dogs, and they're just a part of the family. And they suffer just like we do. If you've seen a dog that is hobbled, can hardly walk up and down the stairs, certainly isn't playing fetch or running around with the kids. If you've got a cat that's become lethargic, just lays around hacking up fur balls, listen, they also suffer from a loss of mitochondria. Plus, they're closer to all the bad things in the environment that destroys mitochondria, like the chemicals we put in our rugs to clean them, the things we put on the lawn to make them grow. They're even allergic, just like we are, to things in the environment, and they suffer. Look, the thing I love about our pets, there's no placebo effect. There's none of this, gee, I think I kind of feel better. You give your dog Petlife and watch what happens within a week as they're running around and becoming frisky, becoming their old self. Same things with a cat. You want your cat back to kitty stage, give them Petlife and restore their mitochondria. So 4 items: Rejuvenate, Restore 3.0, Renew Brain and Body, and Petlife. There's nothing like what these products can do when you combine them with your DNA. We're going to listen to that now in some testimonials. First, I want Dr. Dan to come in and speak a little bit about the critical aspect that diabetes can play within your body. Dr. Dan, you mentioned several items on Saturday's call. What happens inside the body with diabetes. Before I ask Dr. Dan to speak, though, I want everyone to know Dr. Dan and Dr. Joy, you hear me introduce them on the Saturday calls that they conduct before our corporate call. I want you to understand why we are so pleased they're here to speak with us. Dr. Dan holds a master's in fitness science and a PhD in nutritional science. He's advised football teams, professional athletes, the entire Dallas Cowboys football team. He's created inventions for the fitness industry. He holds a number of U.S. and foreign patents. Dr. Joy also has a PhD in nutrition. She's run a restaurant for 16 years in Monroe, Georgia. She has unique ideas and unique training on topics like health and wellness according to your blood type. These two individuals bring a wealth of knowledge to you to share with you. And remember, you can ask questions at the end of this call. Hit *5 on your phone. It'll raise your hand. If you've got a health and nutrition question, we'll get it answered. Dr. Dan, before I turn this over to you, I want everyone to understand how pervasive diabetes is. 10 famous folks who died from diabetes. There's 589 million people on the planet with it. Listen, Penny Marshall, Laverne and Shirley, a famous director, died of diabetes, type 2 diabetes. She grappled with complications. It caused kidney disease for her, heart issues, chronic fatigue, all that success and money, and diabetes took her down. Shelley Duvall, also an actress, and a lot of things like that. Popeye movie and stuff. It caused tremendous issues for her, including mental health struggles. Dr. Dan will touch on all the things that diabetes can cause. How about Carol O'Connor? Archie Bunker, right? He developed type 2 diabetes in his 60s. It hurt him with heart disease, poor circulation, neuropathy. You hear us talk about neuropathy. Imagine Carol O'Connor having horrible neuropathy, and it caused heart problems, and linked diabetes led to his death at the age of 76. Quickly, Ella Fitzgerald, just impeccable pitch, a unique singer, the first lady of song, and diabetes, type 2 diabetes took her down, tied to heart disease. James Earl Jones, that incredible voice, died of diabetes. And even though he became an advocate, listen, he's one of the few people with an EGOT, an Emmy, a Grammy, an Oscar, and a Tony, and all those awards couldn't stop the fact that diabetes caused horrible conditions for him: heart disease, fatigue, kidney strain. That's a bad one. How about Johnny Cash, the man in black? Developed diabetes type 2 later in life, had neuropathy that made it playing guitar and touring, being on stage, incredibly painful, destroyed his vision and dimmed his stage presence. Again, heart disease, chronic fatigue, respiratory problems. Mary Tyler Moore had type 1 diabetes. They didn't discover it, though, until she was 33. Finally, Thomas Edison. Diabetes doesn't care who you are. Your diet, the way you live life, the way you approach life can take you into the realm of diabetes too, but there are answers. They begin with mitochondria, and they begin with the things Dr. Dan's about to share. Dr. Dan, take it away. It'll help if I unmute you. Now take it away. Dr. Dan, are you with us?
I'm here, Dale. Okay.
We got you, buddy.
Now, there's 3 forms of diabetes. Dale, is touching on it. Diabetes 1 is an autoimmune disease where the immune system has attacked the pancreas. And it happens a lot of times in childhood for whatever reason. There are times when people have in a car wreck or sometimes pregnancy, there's gestation diabetes, that the stress of pregnancy, a woman will be diabetic, and usually after she gives birth, pretty soon after that, she'll go back to normal blood sugar. But I've known in some cases they don't. They become diabetic. And I think diabetes 1, insulin-dependent diabetic anyway. And so that can happen. But usually the diabetes that we're talking about is diabetes 2. Diabetes 2 is diet-induced diabetes. That is the term we used to use. It comes from eating too much sugar, too much starch. Remember, when you eat, let's say, a piece of bread, cane sugar, if it was real cane sugar, when you see cane sugar anymore, a lot of it is corn syrup. They cut it with corn syrup because it's very cheap. But even so, cane sugar in itself is about 65 on the glycemic index. Corn syrup is not high, and yet it messes with your metabolism. And one of the ways it messes with it, it shuts down the mitochondria by 30%. When you don't have enough mitochondria, the sugar that's circulating in the blood can't be burned up by the little furnaces in your cells that create your energy. And so it starts building up in the blood. The insulin keeps pouring out, thickening up the arteries, creating heart disease, creating a loss of your eyesight, loss of your feet. Men can't perform in the bedroom. Obesity. Pre-diabetes is usually where you see obesity, because full-blown diabetes, sometimes they become very skinny. They start eating up their muscle, or they may be fat, but they don't have any muscle because the body's turning their muscle into sugar to feed the brain, because the brain won't let it in. The brain barrier won't let it in. That's why coconut oil, MCT oil, is a better option, because then the brain will start using that for energy, and the heart will start using that for energy. But we went over this in detail Saturday, and I'd like you to listen to that, because what I want to talk about a little bit here is the way to approach this. First of all, you have to resensitize your body to insulin. When you have too much sugar in your blood, there's receptor sites on your cell wall and when they connect, they allow the sugar to go in and be burned in the mitochondria and utilize as energy. But when you either you don't have enough mitochondria, or there's nothing for it to burn, so it doesn't want to go in. But when you do have too much sugar circulating, the body knows that sugar is going to destroy the cell. It's going to create basically cotton candy-like substance inside the cell and create the death of the cell. So the cell gets rid of the little doorbells or receptor sites to insulin and won't let it in. Well, when you starve yourself in insulin, when you go on a low-carb diet and intermittent fasting, the body starts to become sensitive to insulin again. And it does 2 wonderful things. You start training your body. It takes sometimes a couple of weeks. You may not feel good for a week or 2 on a low-carb diet, then you feel great. And you train your body to start burning body fat as the main source of energy. And that is where really you have time-release energy, you lose your hunger, you feel great, everything starts straightening out. When a bear gets ready for hibernation, they estimate it will eat, like 10, 20, 30 pounds of blueberries, but it doesn't eat them early in the season. It waits till they're almost falling off the vine and they're mushy. That's when the vitamin C is gone and the fructose is very, very high. It puts on 150 pounds of weight by doing that. And then all this fat, but it has thickening of the arteries, has heart disease, inflamed joints. They tranquilize and look at all this. And if they measured it, it would have the beginning of dementia. It would have brain fog, because Alzheimer's is the third form of diabetes. But as the bear hibernates, it starts burning up all that sugar, and all that fat starts going away. The arteries clean up, the joints clean up, the brain clears up. So the heart disease, the gut, all these different things that we call the modern disease brought on by sugar is brought on by the hibernation is straightened out. So what you need to do, and it's a good thing, everyone ought to do intermittent fasting. That means you need to stop eating somewhere, preferably about 6 o'clock, but at least by 8 o'clock at night, depending on what time of day, time of night you go to bed.
It makes a difference. It really
and don't
does.
eat again until noon or 1 o'clock. And around, let's say you're not going to eat till noon. About 11 o'clock, do some cardiovascular, like go for a walk. Or I like to tell people to walk fast for a block or half as fast as they can, then walk slow for another block or two, then walk fast. That's a little more effective. But in the beginning, just walk. Walk at a pace that you could talk to someone next to you, but you'd be a little short of breath. But not so much that you can't talk. So that's the ideal pace for the fat burning. You want to do some resistance training, but we'll do that at a different time. You want to add that, but not at the same time you're doing your fast. So you're doing a 16-hour fast there. So when the body is hungry, the first thing you eat after you're coming off the fast needs to be protein. It sets the body up. Like I have a couple of hard-boiled eggs. It's one of the things I have right after the fast. If you eat carbohydrates, it sort of messes up your whole fast. Then you try to eat low carb for the next 8 hours, or 6 hours, depending on how long you fast. And then you'll burn that fat, especially if you add exercise. You'll resensitize your body, and you can correct. And then by taking the Restore and the Renew Life, I'm going to sneeze, you're going to build more mitochondria, and everything's going to change. So mitochondria is like exercise in the bottle. And so by taking that, you're building more mitochondria. And by exercising, you're building more mitochondria. And now the body has built more receptor sites, and you're not diabetic anymore. You don't have just 600 receptor sites. You're moving back towards 2,400 receptor sites on your muscle cell wall. So, Dale, I don't want to talk all night. I could on this subject, but I'll give it back to you.
Listen,
Dr.
we'll
Dave
come
gave
back
a
to you.
lot of
Everyone,
important
Dr. D
information
just
about
said
the 3
something
different types of
critical that we're going to
diabetes.
cover tonight. You recover from diabetes. You go from 600 to 2,400. There are ways back. You ate yourself or put yourself into this
ate
condition,
yourself into
many of us,
being diabetic,
and we can
guys.
get ourselves out of it. So let's begin. We're listening to Sammy Nunez as he reports normal blood sugar and improved
While
blood
Sammy's
sugar.
coming on, how many of y'all knew
Restore.
that there were 3 different types of diabetes? I didn't
So, Sammy,
until I
what
started
did you notice
getting on the
with
calls and
3.0?
learning.
What did I notice? Oh my gosh. 3.0 is dramatically improved. I took it within just minutes. I was here with a friend, and he said, "Man, I have never seen you yawn so much."
Welcome,
All of a sudden, my
Julius.
eyes popped open,
Thanks for joining us.
and I was ready to go on a move. And I tell you, after the folks left, I had to lay down and get a good rest. I thought I had rested well during the evening, but boy, did I rest terrifically. Another thing too is the pain went away right away. A little bit of pain from neuropathy disappeared. But the best news yet that I have to share is, since I've been on this new improved product, my gosh, my diabetes, my glucose has been coming under 100 every day since then. 3 times a day it's under 100. I am now completely off
Isn't that
all
awesome, guys?
medicine to do with insulin. And I have to eat careful, and I do about 1,500 calories a day and on the average, and sometimes a little bit more, sometimes a little bit less. But all the glucose measurements are under 100, which is perfect.
That's awesome. All by him getting on the products and building his mitochondria up.
Doing it,
Yes.
and I can't tell them I'm taking a supplement because they don't believe it. And so I'm not going to share that with them. But the next thing I'm going to work on is getting off of more medications that I think I can get by without. My blood pressure has been right on. I can't complain about it. 120 over 70. And it's, I mean, I don't care if I move around, sit down. It's always like 120 to 122 over 70 to 73. And it's, I mean, you can't get any better for anybody who's 80 years old. We just can't get it better than that for
80,
somebody who's 80
guys.
years old.
That's a blessing.
It's an awesome product. Awesome product. It's here.
Yes.
And that's all I have to say.
Y'all deserve to build your mitochondria up.
Happy that you shared that. Thank you.
So Sammy has
As
some
you know,
awesome
Sammy
results.
was with us in the beginning when we had Restore 2.0, and part of his gushing about the changes, the benefits, came with 3.0, the one many of you, that's the only one
You
you've
can have a
known.
bottle from 2.0.
But Dr. Bevan has just amped
right
up
there. That
the
was 2.0.
ingredients to achieve
With the white
additional
label.
because everything in Restore has a purpose. There's nothing wasted, as you might expect with the expense of making it. Everything in there, all 44 items, serve a purpose.
All
And before we get to our next, I just want to touch on something real quick. Roger is not with us this evening because he's on his way to Orangeburg, South Carolina. He'll be doing a presentation tomorrow and tomorrow evening. It's in your back office. If you can get there, I would recommend that you do. He did several meetings over the course of the weekend in Georgia. Spent some time with Bevan, which is always powerful, yesterday, and we'll be seeing Bevan again this week. But Roger is with us. He's just traveling and cannot be on this call now. Let's move to our second testimonial. This one's from Calvin and Edith Gilmore on Edie having lower blood sugar and less pains. It's amazing. People sometimes don't understand. You do if you've had neuropathy. The diabetes brings a host of different types of pain. You've heard us talk about people not getting shots in their eyes. Archbishop Vince McCall, Ron Long in Spokane. That's a condition that comes from diabetes. Well, Calvin talks about less pain in his legs and a tooth. He has a lump that disappeared and improved energy. Let's listen to Calvin and Edith.
Okay, so what were your health concerns before you started on Mito?
Well, I'm a diabetic. I have glaucoma, and since I've been doing the cream and the drops in my mouth, every time I go for my blood work, my HB1 is good.
What did it used to be?
Like 8.9, now it's like 6.5.
Okay. What else has changed with you?
Oh, when I get pain in my leg, I take the cream and I rub my legs down, and legs feel great.
This Rejuvenate Gel is awesome. All the products are great, guys. They're amazing.
My tooth was hurting, so I said, let me just try it. And I put some of the solution in my mouth, and I twisted it around a couple of times, and the pain went away. And I haven't had no more problems with that tooth.
I switch it around in my mouth every day. I don't just swallow it.
Multiple times a day.
All right, so for your part, you've gotten relief, like you just said, from that sinus problem. Your A1C has gone down significantly from 8 or 9 down to like 6. And then your energy went up as well?
Oh, yes.
Okay. Anything that happened like with your vision or your elimination or your mental acuity?
Good. I mean, I'm considered legally blind, but like I do every night, I put the cream on my eyes. I think the cream
show y'all how to do it
on my eyes.
This is how simple it is. You're just going to take it and put it on your eyes.
And it sounds like you all are pretty happy with the progress you made.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
And may I say for the most,
I do this multiple times a day.
you
It changed my eyesight. I no longer have any restrictions on my driver's license saying I have to wear glasses. My eyesight got better.
You know, so we stand by your product.
Yeah, and I think I told Miss Alexander a couple of months ago, I had like a lump on my hip. And I went to the doctor and she said, well, if bothers you, we can cut it out. And I'm like, I'm not letting nobody cut anything off me. So I just, just put the cream. I don't know how many times I did it. And then I just noticed one day, I was like, oh, it's gone. It's gone. I was like, okay. So that was a blessing.
Yeah, so we stand by your product.
Things will disappear by taking the product.
That you can use, and it doesn't give you any side effects. There's probably a chance of that pill that I'm taking, it costs $2,000 per month, and it has side effects. It has constipation. Sometimes I have a loss of appetite. So those are the issues I wanted to eliminate as far as with the pills. Now, I'll be honest with you, I would rather take your bundle.
Yeah.
Okay, everybody who's listening, take that bundle, and I would.
He said, take the bundle. Yes, the Renew Body and Mind bundle.
Because it doesn't have no side effects, and that's what I like about it.
No side effects. It's not medication.
Jesus has done a wonderful job.
I want to thank both of you for sharing. I really appreciate it. You letting us be a part of your wellness journey.
Again, listen, you heard everything that they talked about, multiple things. We talk about that all the time with our products. We don't fix a thing. We increase your mitochondria. Your body writes itself, writes the way it works, goes back to working the way it did before all these conditions hit you. But multiple things happen for people when you restore the mitochondria. And side effects? Have you ever watched these late night commercials for these pharmaceuticals? I swear if you go through the list of side effects, I swear one of them is if our product kills you, stop using it. I mean, that's a pretty good, if you die from our stuff, quit using it. I mean, it's horrible. But side effects happen, but not with our products because it's natural. As Roger says, it's a high-tech salad dressing. It's a food. Let's listen to Catherine Norton talk about the improvement she experienced in dementia. Again, side effect of blood sugar issues and blood sugar attacks on your body, dementia. She talks about strength. Again, someone talking about gum issues. You just heard Edith talk about tooth issues. Let's listen to Catherine and what she experienced. And goodness sakes, we lost Catherine. Let's listen to Diane Hogan instead. We'll get Catherine back in a minute. Diane Hogan regarding mobility, blood sugar and blood pressure, and her improved disposition and productivity. Listen, when your body is operating the way it should and you're thinking clearly, disposition and productivity increase.
Okay, well, the main thing was my painful knee. I injured it over the years, and then I hyperextended it in the swimming pool. I slipped, and it was terrible. I couldn't, walk very well, and then I got this terrible tight hamstring. And well, anyway, I went to this doctor, and he removed some fluid from it, and then he took my own blood and spun it around and injected it back in and did all this stuff, and it still hurts. And I took all kinds of stuff, and nothing would work. And so after taking MoreMito the other day, I thought, wow, my hamstring isn't tight anymore. My knee doesn't hurt. I'm walking normally. And I was just so excited. And my blood pressure went down also, and my blood sugar. So, and and I was out of it for a week because I sold my only bottle to somebody else. And I couldn't believe how awful I felt. I mean, how bad I felt compared to how I felt before. And my oxygen, I could tell I had more oxygen with when I was taking the MoreMito. When I went out dancing, I got winded. And so I didn't want to be without my MoreMito anymore. So.
Indeed. Do you remember what your blood sugar and blood pressure measurements were before you started using our stuff?
It was, sometimes it was 180 over 90.
Wow. And what did it come down to after Restore and Rejuvenate?
About 120 over 80.
Awesome. How about your blood sugar?
My blood sugar was like about 140 most of the time. And now it's down to about 100.
Wow, 100.
Big
Perfect.
difference.
Yeah.
Do you know what your A1C is?
I think it was, I don't know what it is now, but I think it was around 6 or 7, which is not good, right?
It's borderline. It should be 5.6 or less. Yeah, given what's happening to your fasting glucose, if you're doing 100 on that in the morning, well, the A1C would have to go down also.
Right. That's what I figured. I hate to go to medical doctors, so sometimes I go to the lab on my own and do it.
How about your mental acuity, your emotional feelings?
Oh, definitely. My temper is a lot better. I used to have kind of a hot temper, but now I don't get upset at hardly anything. It just rolls off my back.
When it comes
I
to
got
getting
temper
work
problems.
done,
You need to get on the
it seems
product.
like that barrier between
Everybody needs
thought
to get on
and
the
action
period
goes
to
way
build
down.
your mitochondria.
Did you notice that?
Just being honest.
Oh yeah. I get a lot more work done. I have more ambition. I don't mind. I don't look at the dishes and say, wait till tomorrow. I just do them right now.
And get more things done. Yes.
That's great because it's definitely good for the people around me too. They appreciate that.
They should be paying for your Restore.
Right. Exactly.
Her Renew Brain Body Bundle is what they should be paying for.
You're more pleasant to be around.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing that, Diane.
That was awesome.
Thank you.
That was awesome.
Overall, things get better when you increase mitochondria. Let's listen to Catherine Norton now on the issue of dementia and blood sugar and blood pressure.
So, Catherine, tell me what your health concerns were before you met Will and them.
Well, I have diabetes, and I had a sore on my gums, and I had been having a little short-term memory problems, or I didn't remember stuff like I used to. So I was thinking, dementia and all kinds of stuff. You know how when you don't, remember properly, and you hear so much and you just think the worst. So that was my biggest concern. I haven't been taking that much of the mito, just one little, this little thing, but my blood pressure is like 120 over 64.
What was it before you started with our products?
Well, it has been like high as 140 over 85, but I've been taking it for 5 weeks today, but
if you're not taking a full dose, I'm trying to get clarity on the before and after. It was hitting like 140 over whatever, 80 something before, and 85. Now that you've been on it, even at the dosage you're taking, it has come down to what?
I'm like 125 over 64.
Okay. And what about your A1C? If over this time have you done an A1C, or do you do fasting glucose testing for your blood sugar?
I think last time it was 8 something.
So you're taking only 1 milliliter.
Right.
And how long have you been on our products altogether?
She's only taking 1 milliliter. She's not even taking half of the regular dose.
Okay. So at what point have you started taking the right dosage?
Today.
Okay. Just in time for me to call.
Kind of behind with the dosage, but I'm feeling, energetic and everything, a little bit better. Mm-hmm.
Captain, how soon after you started taking it, even at the 1 milliliter dose, did you notice a difference in the way you felt?
About that second week, my memory started, improving. I know that.
Mm-hmm.
Because I used to be, kind of embarrassed about the fact that, I wasn't remembering like I should. Just kind of faked it off. But I was concerned that I wasn't able to remember short-term memory there.
Yes.
But I'm
The
beginning
second week, her
to
memory
be
improved.
able to remember better.
Okay.
I'm happy about that.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for sharing that, Catherine.
All right.
Okay, again, everyone, you hear how sugar and insulin and the swings can attack your body from the inside out, to include the way you think, your ability to think. You heard that with Diane and her thought processes working quicker and better. You heard that Catherine was concerned about dementia. It just creates the brain fog at a heavy level, and it can clear up. I also want you to stop and consider this. We'll talk to this after we talk about the next issue, and that was how much Ida Morris was using and what happened when she went to a proper dose and increased it. Listen, consider this. You've been losing mitochondria your entire life. It's not going to be a light switch where you take a couple of days worth of product and a light switch happens. You need to build back your mitochondria. And for many of us, that means I want to use more of it in the beginning, certainly maybe in the first 2 weeks to a month, to replenish and start the process of regrowing the mitochondria. Let's listen to Ida Morris.
Let's get Ida Morris.
And I have another testimony to have a testimony.
Okay, sure.
I've learned how to procrastinate all my life, right? But anyway, MoreMito is changing that. But the biggest thing I always talk about, and I tell people, is, oh, what's your story?
Stop procrastinating.
I said I didn't know how bad my brain fog was until I got on MoreMito. The Dr. Dan says I didn't need a whole month or two off of the MoreMito. All I had was 4 days. And my brain was so scrambled when I was trying to do a project after 4 days, I couldn't believe it. My computer was telling me to calm down, Ida, it'll be all right. But I'm like, I didn't have my MoreMito. And literally, I could not calm my brain to do what I needed to do on my computer. It took me 4 hours to do something that probably should have only taken me 1. The next day, I had to do my event, and I was demonstrating the cream, the Rejuvenate to people, but instead of rubbing it on my hand or on a joint, I was rubbing it around my eyes. And I wear glasses all my life since I was like 12, 14 years old.
I demonstrated a few minutes ago how to rub it on your eyes.
After I left the event, I had to go to Columbia, which is about a 2-hour drive from where I am. And long story short, I started developing a headache. I'm like, why have I got a headache? Because when I was at the event, I took the glasses off so I could rub the cream around my eye to show everybody how friendly it was, right? And it would improve your eyesight and help your brain and all this other stuff. Today, I'm wearing glasses from 3 years ago, maybe 4 years ago, because my current prescription from last year, every time I put them on, I get a headache. And I'm like, oh my goodness, you think my eyes have gotten better from that?
Mine
you know, and I put the cream on my eyes every day. But I've never done it 10 to 15 to 20 times in one day. I cannot wear those old glasses, my new glasses anymore.
That's right.
And
that's right.
That intensive treatment, you know, having it there constantly. Yes, but that's my testimony. And it helps with the brain fog for anybody that suffers with it. Like I said, mine was really, really bad. And I didn't know how
brain
bad
fog,
until
need to go and get it. Eye issues, need to go and get it.
Mitochondria.
Everybody needs it because you have mitochondria and you've been losing your mitochondria. So
I have to take this for the rest of my life.
Yes.
Because I know I'm waiting for it if I don't. Yeah. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Ida.
Mm-hmm.
So think about this. She started using more of the cream, not taking more of the oil internally, just the cream around her eyes. Helped her eyesight. Think about Ron Long, eye vision 20/60, getting shots in his eyes for retinopathy. It took 6 months, but his vision improved to 20/30, and his doctor said, Ron, you don't need these shots anymore. That was a huge victory. That's why he started using us, to try to get these shots in his eyes to be stopped. Listen to his testimonial about being put in an ambulance from his doctor's office and rushed to the emergency room because of the pain one time after getting shots in his eyes. And then also consider he was on 4 pharmaceuticals. He's off of all 4. His doctor took him off of blood pressure medication, of testosterone. Just things happen when you give your body the energy so that all systems can go again. And it's just a powerful thing. And now we're going to finish up with Grace White. Talks about sugar being an addiction. You'll hear Dr. Dan talk about this. Dr. Joy talk about this. Sugar is an addiction. Grace White puts that into perspective for us.
Grace, sugar is an addiction.
It is.
You got a powerful example
terrible,
of that.
a terrible addiction that many of us have.
Yes. So I had a mentor, and he was teaching us stock market, and so I wound up over his house, and I looked up on the refrigerator and I saw sugar pops, and I said, "What are you doing with these sugar pops?" And so after me, just grounding them up real good, and we got him off of the sugar pops, but after a while, he had colon cancer. He had the colon cancer, and I gave him the oil. And I even shared the testimony about the CEO of the company and everything. And literally, he took my oil that I gave him and poured it down the toilet. And of course, I wanted to go upside his head.
Oh my God! Oh no!
And as he was going through his chemo and challenges, I even got Miss Verna over there from Jamaica to help me with the food and to just to try to help him to save his life. And he was refusing. He was refusing the oil. He was refusing just even the help. He gave up. And so he literally on his deathbed, he was asking me to sneak him a piece of candy. This guy has cancer and he is dying, and he still wanted sugar. He still wanted sugar. He was so addicted to sugar.
Some people
on his
like that.
deathbed, he was asking me to sneak a piece of candy in his mouth. And he wound up dying. They really, really refused our help. When I said to him about, MoreMito and Roger Hill and, who you are and how you worked in NASA and the Pentagon, he literally said to me, he said, how do I know that he really worked in the Pentagon? He could have been sweeping the floor with a broom. Like, he just literally, when I say,
some people be negative.
Some people are like educated fools. He was so educated that he was so foolish to not even take the information and not to even take the food and try to fight. He gave up.
Well, let me ask you a question. Was affordability an issue with him?
No, he had millions. He was an engineer.
So, a millionaire guru, addicted, and making all bad decisions where his nutrition is concerned.
That's correct.
Okay. All right. Thank you for that, Grace.
That's a shame.
You're welcome.
Money wasn't an issue, so he could easily pay for his product.
So let's wrap this up.
But his non-belief and lack of knowledge, being ignorant towards the knowledge, right?
Blood pressure,
meaning he didn't know the knowledge, right? And done his research.
Are affected by
he didn't
wouldn't
get on the products, and now he's deceased.
And you can't control it, but your body is fighting you. Listen, Dr. Dan will tell you that sugar feeds cancer. Why would somebody want sugar if they understood that? Why do people want
sugar?
Heroin?
Does feed
Why
cancer.
do people want to
if you
smoke
have cancer,
cigarettes?
you need to get rid of sugar.
They become addicted, and even though deep down they may know it's wrong, they give in to the addictions. Addictions can drive you crazy.
It can.
And sugar
I lost a
is that
cousin
type of an addiction.
because he wouldn't stop smoking.
We're gonna
you know, and I
cover just a
pleaded with
couple
him,
more
and I
things
said,
that I
cousin,
want
why won't
Dr.
you stop? He
Joy
said,
to
I
speak
love it.
to us. First,
I
I
said,
want to
you
tell
love
you
it
where you
enough
get
that
these
you
incredible
would let it
products
kill
that
you.
can have
And he
such
said
an
yes, and it
impact
did
on
kill him.
changing your
It was
life.
sad.
You get them at MoreMito.com, MoreMito.com, then a / type in your username. You're going to be at your website. Now, you know it's your website because your
My
name is at
username
the
is
top of
S.
the page.
Alford. So
So is your phone number. So is your email, even your
/com/SALFORD.
number. If you put that there, that's where you send people to learn more. You don't have to know all these things you've heard on tonight's call. You just need a nugget of knowing there's help for somebody who's got diabetes. There's help for someone with neuropathy. There's help for someone with these. Listen, go to my website. And you give them your website. They can read more about it. They can see the testimonial, or listen to the testimonials, a selection of them. One of the things that impacts diabetes is weight. Go listen to Mae Crosby talk about losing 77 pounds
I love her to death.
in
She's
3
one of my
months, and
customers.
that's not why she got on our product.
No, she didn't.
But it was a benefit of being on our product, like a generic GLP-1, that it helped her lose a serious amount of weight. And guess what happens with diabetes issues when you lose weight? Dr. Dan and Dr. Joy will talk more about that.
Yeah, Miss May was bone on bone and a few other things, and she got on the products, and she ended up losing 70-something pounds. I think it was 77 pounds.
But most important, they can purchase from your website. But you know what the most important part of that website is? It's the word join. They can join you and get their own website and access to the full library of testimonials. Listen, we've created a one-of-a-kind product line. There's nothing like what these products can do when they're combined with your DNA. No other product increases your mitochondria. You're going to hear products that talk about tuning it up, activating it. Big deal. If you've got 10% left of what you were born with, who cares about activating that? Let's increase your mitochondria back to 90% levels you had as a kid, and then activate and stimulate that, right? It's a completely different concept. This one-of-a-kind product has been backed by a one-of-a-kind company. There's no cost to join MoreMito. We think it's criminal if we were to charge you to tell people about our products. We don't believe in that, and we don't do it. So it's free to join MoreMito. It's free to be here. We don't charge you monthly. The website I just described, that's free. We give it to you to help you share the message. The knowledge is all there for people to see. You just direct them to your website. And we hope you decide to let us pay you. Listen, no one knows about us if somebody doesn't tell them about us, and we pay very well for sharing that information. If you join us as a referring customer, you get MitoCash, internal money. That means you can use it to buy your products, to pay for your shipping. It's great for people outside the U.S. because they're buying products without that hit in their currency, depending on what country they live in. They're buying with U.S. currency, if you will. And you can also, though, upgrade. You could upgrade to a paid rep. Guess how much we charge for that? Nothing. You've probably seen a pattern here. It's free to upgrade. When you upgrade to a paid rep, now you get regular cash. Send it to your bank. Send it to PayPal. Send it to Venmo, your Venmo card. And listen, you're going to love the way we pay. We don't pay once a month or once a week or even once a day. Once you're a verified member, we've confirmed you're real. We checked your phone. We've checked your email. Every time somebody purchases, you've got commissions waiting for you in your back office. And you decide how often you go take them out. We've seen people do withdrawals 5 and 6 times a day. We've seen people do a withdrawal to their bank, a withdrawal to their Venmo card, and throw some into PayPal. You decide that stuff. We believe we give you control. We give you an incredible company. We give you all the tools to share the message. All you have to do is the one thing we can't do, and that's tell people about us. You're surrounded by people with diabetes and diabetes issues. You've got something that can help them.
Yes.
And let's address the cost real quick, because it was mentioned. Can you imagine a pharmaceutical to help you with these horrible conditions, and they charge $2,000 a month? You heard that mentioned. We're $150 for the full-blown brain and body bundle. One of those, you buy two products, we give you one free. And we have not raised the price in 5.5 years. What else are you buying today that's the same price it was 5.5 years ago? We work like crazy. Word inside the company is I can make a nickel scream.
All of our bundles, you get something free.
We've held the price down because we need to get it out to people. We need to help them with these conditions. So the price has not been raised. $150 sometimes can feel like a lot of money. You're going to double up to get it back quick, to kick it into gear, like you heard several people. You may be at $300 a month. $300 a month is expensive, but it's a lot cheaper than $2,000, isn't it? It's a lot. How much would you pay to get your eyesight back if you lost it? Not guaranteeing you're going to get your eyesight back, but it's certainly
plus we have a way for you to get it free, so there's no excuses.
Use logic. Logic,
That's right.
I love logic. Use logic. We use it everywhere. Where's logic on steroids around here? Common sense on steroids, right? Everything we do achieves a purpose. It's for a reason, and we are here to help you spread the word. We've got a tremendous support staff. Our customer service, the phone number's at the bottom right of your website. 509-593-3300. If your mentor, the person that introduced you to us, can't help you, they may be driving or in a meeting, they may not be sure, you call us. We'll help you place an order. We'll help your person get on board. We'll help you understand the compensation plan. You have trouble getting payouts. That's what the commission or the help staff is for. So we'll help you. That phone number gets answered 6 days a week. If you call and you get a message, that just means everybody's already talking to somebody. Leave a message, we'll call you back. And guess what? Even if you just call and hang up, we know you called. Every call to that number is logged and identified. So we're here to help you. Let's get the word out. Let's make this stuff happen. Listen, your product should be free. You help 8 people get on board and get going, your product's free. We should help you. Let us make your car payments. You need $400, you need $500, you need $800 to make your car payment. You can do that pretty easily here. Next, we should make your house payment, $2,500, $5,000. You can do that here, or you can just be a customer.
You decide when you want to raise. You give yourself a raise. Have you ever really had this much control?
So that's it. Listen, we're going to jump into questions and answers now. We want to answer any questions you've got on health or nutrition. That Dr. Dan and Dr. Joy here, they're going to help answer your questions. Here's what we need from you based on last Monday, we had a marathon session. I think we kept people on the East Coast till 11 o'clock. So here's what I need. I need short questions. We're going to give you short but succinct answers to those questions, and then we'll do a deeper dive if we need to on Saturday. But first, I want to offer Dr. Joy a chance to share with us a little bit about tips she may have. She's experienced a lot of diabetics over the course of her career. Dr. Joy, do you have some wisdom to share with us this evening?
Yes, definitely. So what I want to share with you,
wisdom.
You know, I'm the nutrition girl. So when you go in that kitchen, that's your real pharmacy. And you can hook up something in that kitchen that will keep your blood sugar levels balanced. They don't have to go high, because we know when that sugar stays in your bloodstream, that means your cortisol levels are high, and that's when we're causing diseases to come our way. So I want to give you a little recipe tonight. Just write it down. You may not get all of these in your blender, but put these things in your blender so you can get an A1C that is going to help you to keep that excess sugar out of your bloodstream, so you can be happier in your life, you know, great moods all the time, and be motivated to live your new life taking this MoreMito products. The MoreMito products is going to pump up your attitude and balance all your hormones, especially the cortisol, so that you can live a happier life. So here, write these down. In the blender, we're going to stick in here some Swiss chard leaves. Now, we don't have to live and keep living with diabetes. We just have to eat a little bit differently. Swiss chard, 3 leaves, raw green beans, say 4 per blender. You know, we're just making a drink. We can have this drink twice for the day with this combination. Put in a good pinch of cayenne pepper, okay? Cucumbers, regular cucumbers, but organic, like a half of one. But you can get those other coupons from India or Oriental that have spikes and bumps on them. You can use, say, a quarter of each one of those. And then Ceylon cinnamon. You're going to add from 1 to 2 teaspoons and about 12 ounces of water. Blend that and drink that. You're going to notice that your resting blood sugar is going down. And let me just tell you, so there you go for that recipe. But we have been touring down here with this hibiscus tea. Oh, my goodness, that blood pressure is down. People are coming in with like 115 over 70 blood pressure readings. So we want you to just start looking after yourself in a different kind of way. Don't eat to get diseases. Don't feed the disease. We're just eating different to help our products, our technology work even better. And so that hibiscus tea, you're just taking about a quarter of a cup of the flowers, put them in hot water. Do not boil them because they'll become bitter, but break you off 1 inch or 2 of ginger and put that in there. But I would blend the ginger first with hot water in the blender and pour it into your hibiscus flowers. And oh my goodness, that is something. You won't be having those high levels of blood pressure anymore. So let's get busy, people. Thank you.
Okay, so y'all need to create your free customer website and order your Renew Brain and Body bundle. Then you can go in your back office and get all these recipes that Dr. Joy shares, okay?
Alton, I have unmuted you in Philadelphia. Go ahead with your question. Alton, 2186, last 4 digits of your phone.
This is not paying attention.
And we'll have to come back. All right. Let's talk to Mava in Canada. Mava, I have unmuted you. Go ahead with your question.
Hello. Good evening.
Hello.
Yes. Nice to hear you. I called in on Saturday because I wanted to ask one of my downline. Her son is doing well in school by using the Brain and Body, and she ran out and she wanted to know if she can get 2 of the Brain and Body and 2 of the Rejuvenate as a bundle.
Absolutely. Go in and order it. If it's a bundle, listen, if you don't see that particular bundle, this is good for everybody, then take something like it. For instance, 4 Brain and Body, purchase that, and then contact us, send a text, let us know that you would like 2 of the 4 Brain and Body changed to whatever it is, Rejuvenate or Pet. And we can get that done and call customer service, and they'll help you with that, Mama.
Is that not
Next,
awesome?
we're going to talk to
You see
Sonia
what a great
Harris.
company we're a
Sonia,
part
did
of?
you have a question? Sonia Harris.
Sonia Harris has great testimonials.
I see. There you are. Can you hear me okay? I hear you great. Did you have a question?
Yes, I just want to make sure that did I hear correctly? There's no way you can take an overdose of what we have. It doesn't matter how much you take.
It's a food, so no.
You cannot overdose on our product. Our product is basically food. Look at the ingredients. You can't overdose on olive oil. You can't overdose on vitamin C. It's true. And so it's there to help you. And we've got people that's a great question, Sonia. Look, everybody, we've got folks double dosing. A lot of people double dose. I double dose. We've got people triple dosing, depending on what people are actively trying to come back from. We've got people on dialysis. We've got people at various levels of cancer and chemotherapy and just a number of different things. And so they're triple dosing. Some people quadruple dose. Listen, you cannot overdose. And certainly, think about this. A dose of Restore is 4 droppers, right? 4/5 of a teaspoon. It says it right on the side of the bottle. If you're going to double dose, here's how you should do it. Instead of taking 8 droppers, those droppers go
filled
up to 1.
The
That's
1
the
milliliter
highest
line.
line.
You see the top line that
I
says
source
1
the
milliliter.
droppers for the company.
4 of
There's a
those is
worldwide
1
dropper
dose of the
issue.
Restore Oil.
1 pill is the best I can get for us. But 4 droppers is 1 dose. Instead of taking 8 droppers all at once, take 2 when you wake up, 2 in the middle of the morning, 2 at lunch, and 2 in the middle of the afternoon. Spread them out. 8 droppers, 2, 4, 6, 8. It's kind of like an IV all day long. You're feeding your body's
dripping on your
regeneration of
drip.
mitochondria. So you can't overdose. Great question, Sonia. Great question. And listen, everybody, take it the right way. Hold it in your mouth. We want it to absorb through your mouth right into your bloodstream.
Put it under your tongue.
And then eventually you swallow it. That's fine. But
Because it gets right in your bloodstream. And I'm going to show you how to squish it around too. It's great to help your gums, your dental and stuff.
Before you swallow.
So I'm going to put it on mouth, and I'm going to let some saliva get mixed in with it, and then I'm going to swish it around in my mouth before I swallow it.
Here in Atlanta, Georgia, I want to thank all the team that came out and took forth the effort to support Roger here in Atlanta, Georgia. We had a great time.
I put 1 milliliter.
Great nuggets, and we're looking forward to blessing a lot of people.
Because I'm gripping on my mitochondria.
Helping change the quality of lives all around the world. Thank you guys so much for your support, and thank you for getting those orders out with expedition. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you, Sonia. Listen, everybody, we've got great pictures. They've had some phenomenal meetings over the weekend in Atlanta. We're going to have those pictures in the back office. Check your back office. Check your homepage. Roger is in Orangeburg tomorrow. It's listed. There's a flyer in your back office down toward the bottom of the homepage. Click on that, and you'll see the flyer. You don't have to be able to get there. If you're in New York, you can't get to South Carolina, but you may know people that can get there. That's what's important. Get folks there. Thank you very much. Next, we're going to go to Gary Wise. Gary, I've unmuted you. It says in Akron, Ohio. Go ahead with your question. Hello, Gary Wise.
I'm on Eliquis. That's a blood thinner drug for venous insufficiency in my legs. Is it okay if I take your products then?
We've had no complications that I know of at all with combining with blood thinners, but I want Dr. Dan to chime in. Dan, did you have any input on this?
I used to be on blood thinners. This is what took me off of them.
Dr. Dan. Okay.
Yes, Roger. Dale.
My oncologist told me I didn't even have to come back
the olive oil and the black
because
seed
my
may
health got
also
better.
help thin your blood. Normally, they would thin it to the normal level, where the blood thinner you're taking can take it too far. So be aware that you may start getting too thin. So you can cut. So you work with your doctor and cut back on your blood thinner till you eventually, hopefully, get completely off of it. Because those blood thinners, they do thin blood, and you have to do that sometimes. But it's much better if you can do it in a natural way. But be aware of that when you're shaving, you'll probably notice when you're shaving, if you're getting too thin, it takes a while to stop the bleeding if you nick yourself. Okay?
Yeah, okay. So any of your 3 products I would have to be careful with then, right?
Well, the Restore, the oil, the olive oil and olive leaf and black seed, I think also, they're natural, help the body thin the blood, but they're not going to thin it too much. But with your blood thinner, it may thin it too much. So then you need to adjust it where you're taking less blood thinner. Not less of our product, but less of the blood thinner, till you get where you may not need your blood thinner at all.
Oh, I see. But the other products you have would be okay then?
Yeah, the
I
cream
don't
and the
see there
pills
would be
are
a problem.
fine.
Yeah. What was that?
All right.
Yeah, they're fine. Those two, the Rejuvenate Gel and the capsules of the Renew are just fine. They won't be a problem.
Oh, okay. So in other words, I should just stay away from the.
Don't stay away from it. Just be aware.
Don't stay away
and
from
so,
it.
because you want to get away from that blood thinner as soon as you can. So as it gets thinner, work with your doctor and get a lesser dosage so you get where you eventually get completely off. You want to get away from that blood thinner, but because it has some negative effects in the body as well. And so you want to do it in this more natural, powerful way.
Okay. But in other words, Rejuvenate shouldn't affect it, though. Is that right?
No. And the Renew, the capsules, I don't believe it affected either. But oils are, olive oil, fish oil, a lot. Vitamin E will overthin your blood, but fish oil and olive oil is just a normalizing of the blood.
Yeah, I know my primary care doctor told me, he said fish oils are a blood thinner, but they're a weak blood thinner.
That's right. The UCLA said they only will thin it to normal levels. And so there's people who eat salmon and sardines every day. That's their main diet, depending on what part of the world they're in. They live much longer because of it. They don't have overthin blood. They just have normal, what blood should be.
But the capsules wouldn't thin anything, though.
I don't think so. I don't think you'll have trouble with the capsules.
So y'all, I was on blood thinners for a few years.
To get off the blood thinner
because of blood clots.
This starts thinning.
And my oncologist
my
actually told me
they're not too much
that
into working with you and stuff like that. They'll just
my health had, gotten better. And I was at the point where I can decide whether I want to continue seeing him or not, because he's only seeing me once a year. I went from going multiple times a week to going once a year. The only difference was I started taking the products and building my mitochondria up.
Okay.
And actually, Gary, that's the way it works.
I would go in once a year, and
for everybody.
They would check my blood, and then they would ask me if I'm
Comes
taking
off of
my
pressure
my
medication,
low dose
comes off of
aspirin every day.
But it's not a light switch.
So he told me I
The
really didn't have
doctor
to come back unless I
monitoring
choose to come back.
Says, gee, you don't need as much of
That
this.
is
I'm going
awesome.
to cut your dose after 6 months. And then 6 months later, he says, you don't need it at all. So it's a step down process. And it sounds like that's what we're looking at with the blood thinner too, Gary. So,
Yeah. So y'all see all this medication?
Get the heck off those things. But let the doctor
Depending on which
give you
one you
advice.
look at. I used to be on all this and more.
Thank you for sharing. All right,
I'm not
buddy.
on any
Thank
of
you.
it. I
We're
got
gonna
on
go
the
to
products
Carol
and built my
Martin.
mitochondria
Carol,
up. And then I started
I
coming
have
off my
unmuted you,
medication one by one.
5545.
Stop
Did
having
you
to go
have a
to
question?
all these doctors and specialists and everything.
Yes.
Okay?
You recommend mixing Restore and Rejuvenate. What is the best way to mix Restore and Rejuvenate? In what proportions and in what kind of container to save most
This
of the
is your
product
Rejuvenate
so
before
it doesn't go to
it's
waste?
mixed.
For
Okay.
example, how many droplets of Restore?
You're going to put one, start out with at least one dose of your Restore Oil, or you can, you
Okay,
can
here's the
just
way
put it in
most
a
people do it.
teaspoon.
They take a teaspoon of oil
Take a
and
teaspoon of
stir it
oil,
into a full jar of Rejuvenate.
and you put it in here. You don't
And
stir
that
it though.
becomes
You
jar
pour,
they
pour it
use.
in your
It's got Restore
Rejuvenate
in
Gel.
it.
You
They
put
may
the
keep
top
a jar
back on
without
it,
Restore and a jar
and you
that's been
shake it up.
activated with Restore.
This is what the
Restore helps it
CEO
soak in deeper
tells you to
and
do.
quicker. That's the
Not
benefit
stir
of
it
having
up like you
Restore.
just said. You put it
But
in
rather
there
than just
and you
doing it on a
shake it
single
up,
dosage situation.
and it shakes up.
Most
Now you
people
notice it
take
was
a
white, right?
teaspoon of
When
oil
you
and
mix
turn it
the
into a
Restore
full
Oil,
jar
it's kind
of
of a burnt
Rejuvenate.
orange. When you
Does that
mix
make
it,
sense?
it's a kind of
It
a burnt
makes a
orange
lot of
looking
sense.
color now. Okay?
And that way you don't waste it. Yes.
You don't waste
Thank
it
you.
all. You're always going to use that jar. And it stays nice
Now
and
for
moist.
pets,
Thank you. Great question,
you don't mix
Great
this
question.
the Restore Oil in there.
Jermaine,
You can do
if I'm
straight
saying this
Rejuvenate
right,
Gel for
Jermaine
them. Okay?
Marie in Atlanta, I have unmuted you. I
Or
don't
you
have
can
your
mix some
number
of
because
the
you're a web
Petlife
caller.
in there.
Go ahead with your question. Jermaine, are you there? You may
Yes,
need
I'm
to
here. Good evening. How are you?
Hello. We're great.
Good. Okay, so my question is, so my dad is using metformin and insulin. What do you recommend to step down, just as you advised Mr. Gary, the previous question, to step down and check your blood 3 months, check and just see if you taper off? Or do you recommend to just stop?
We're never going to recommend you just stop any medication. You need to
especially when it comes to insulin,
deal with
you
your
don't want to
doctors.
stop if he needs insulin, but you do want to see it taper it down. But you may not want to wait 3 months though. Normally you go back every 3 months. But as you're on the product, this is powerful products. Really gets the body back into a normal state. Yes. And then the drugs are trying to push you in a negative way beyond the normal state, down. I mean, yeah, and so he may want to go back in a month or 6 weeks.
In a month, okay.
Or 6 weeks and see where he's at. And tell the doctor he's taking some it's up to him to do what he wants to tell him. But I would want to tell him.
Some people tell their doctors what they're taking, some people don't.
And a lot of people that have taken this stuff have found they don't need their insulin or the metformin, and so I want to monitor it and see how I'm doing.
If you choose to share this information with your doctor, in your back office, there's a PDL of the products and the ingredients in there. You can print that and take it with them, or pull it up on your phone and show it to your doctor.
Because when you go see your doctor and you tell them, as Dr. Dan just advised, hey, I'm taking some powerful nutraceuticals here, and they're having this, sometimes it blindsides the doctor, or they feel threatened, so they want to make sure you just stay on their stuff without bringing some. Listen, if you've got numbers for a month that show improvement, blood pressure is, look at my blood pressure, I've been taking this stuff.
Yes.
And then you show him. I mean, giving him some documentation is always a good thing. So if you can monitor whatever it is you're dealing with, and give them that, then that gives them some perspective to not be threatened, but to actually look at it and say, hey, this is pretty good, let's do this kind of a thing. Okay?
Yeah, some doctors, some doctors or some people in certain professions feel like that they know it all, and they will tell you, oh, no, don't do this, and no, don't do it. That's when you have to make the decision. I had to make the decision because these doctors had me on all these different medications and more, right? I had to make the decision because I was dealing with a lot of side effects from these medications, okay? And when my neurologist told me some of the side effects from just 2 of the medications, and it was causing depression, etc., right? I had to make the decision that I was going to get better, okay? I wasn't going to stay on all of this because it was harming my body. So sometimes you have to make the executive decision on your own body. And I'm so glad that I did. So now I'm not on any medication. I don't go to any of those doctors.
Weight loss. Do they normally depress your appetite, or how does that work?
You want me to answer this?
My experience, I'll answer it, then you throw in, and we'll have Dr. Joy mention it as well. Here's what I experienced and what a number of people have experienced. It takes away the cravings. I used to get mad when people said, gee, I forgot to eat today. I used to get furious. You've got to be out of your mind. I ate today just to be sure I didn't. What do you mean you forgot to eat?
I used to get so busy, and sometimes I would forget to eat.
Go away.
Sometimes I go a couple of days, y'all. That was
it means your body
a while back.
Going for food.
So busy.
Sometimes a hungry stomach is the thing that causes us to eat, and then you go ahead and you eat something, then afterwards you go, why did I eat that? That all goes away, and when you listen to what she said the same thing, May Crosby. She said the desire to eat, the thought process, the center of her life of eating.
You want to hear her testimonial? Go to Health Away Show with Stephanie. Go on the playlist.
And that's why you heard me say it's like a generic GLP-1. That's what
you could go under
me on all this. But
bone
a
on
GLP-1,
bone,
part of what it
weight
does
loss.
is take away the desire to eat. I think it does that by keeping your
find that testimonial on Miss May Crosby.
Full, which is not necessarily good because now you're backing up, but it's the lack of food intake.
But we don't have the negatives.
Take it away, Dr. Dan.
You want me to send it to you?
We don't have the negative.
Text May
But
to 817-320-2571, and I'll know that you want Miss May Crosby's testimony, and I'll send it to you.
But I don't want to lose weight or my appetite, so should I reduce the amount of MoreMito products I'm taking?
It doesn't do that for everybody, though.
Here's why. There's a book I'm looking at across my living room here called Life Without Bread. And it's a 40-year research done on low-carb diet in England. And Dr. Luntz would take people that are too thin and people that are obese, put them on a low-carb diet, and they would normalize. The people too thin would come up, and because they're eating more protein, for one thing, and they're eating good fats, not the bad fats, the good fats. They would put on weight or come to a normal level, and the fat people would become slender. But they meet in the normal area, and I think this works the same way.
Okay, so don't reduce the amount of product I'm taking, because
no, I don't think so. In fact, you may gain a little muscle.
I think like my appetite has reduced. Okay, and I don't want to lose any weight, but I'll have to experiment, I guess, and see.
Remember, everybody's body is different, so just because, say, for instance, it suppresses my appetite, you know, and makes me not want to eat, it doesn't mean it's going to do that same thing to you, okay? So everybody's body is different. So,
since I was a kid,
you know, when you get the product in your system, your product, when you build your mitochondria up, your body knows what it needs. So, you know, it affects different people differently, okay?
Thank you. Listen, I want to open it real quick for Dr. Joy. You may have some comments, Dr. Joy, about someone and what they eat as opposed to losing weight. Go ahead, Dr. Joy.
So just to maintain, I have probably maintained my weight between 130, maybe 133. I'm going to be 72 years old in a week or so here. And I can hold that weight. I don't eat sugar, and I eat a very, very low carbohydrate diet, because when you eat sugar, you actually increase your appetite, and but when you eat the protein,
did y'all know that?
It'll maintain your hunger, you know, so you don't get hungry. But if you eat sugar, there's nothing to maintain you, so you want to keep eating and keep eating. So get the sugar out of your life, bring in the protein, get all your veggies, and take your Restore, your Mito products, and you can maintain. And if you want muscle strength and tighten up those muscles, remember that your Rejuvenate, it helps with cellulite and stretch marks and all that kind of thing. But bring in a little hemp protein to put back those muscles rather than eating high-fat meats. You know, like eat the grass-fed beef, eat the sardines, be conscious of your protein, and don't eat the sugars, because it will actually cause stress. Stress calls you to eat. And you don't want to just be eating because you're starving, because you didn't eat real food. And get those chemicals out of your diet. Eat more organic foods, protein and vegetables. Eat those meals every day. Thank you.
Okay, I hope y'all listen to Dr. Joy.
Great question. Yeah, great stuff.
Get great information
Next
on
we're
our
going to go
calls.
to Suzanne. Suzanne Mason. I've unmuted you. Go ahead with your question.
Good evening. There's so much good stuff I've heard. I got sidetracked. So, first of all, hats off to Dr. Joy. Thank you so very much in regards to the hibiscus tea recipe to lower blood pressure. My brother has been running like 160 over 110 for like the last 3 months. Of course, he increased his restaurant eating, and so when he got away from that and consistently at least 1 to 2 times a day drank the tea, he is now running easily 140 over 95, sometimes 135 over 95, and just I would say within the month within a month's time. So thank you. I'm having my cup right now. I don't have any issues, but I love to drink it for whatever benefit
She takes
that
her
it's going to
health
give
seriously,
me.
guys, and you should too.
What else? That's the main thing is to those recipes are dynamite. More of the salad that you gave, those beets. I'm eating beets, red and golden, along with the Swiss chard and romaine and carrots, and loving it. Appetite is maintained, and getting away from the sugars, and that is so key. When you eat the right things, your body does not crave. So I just appreciate your nutritional guidance. I have been doing that for years, but of course not to your level. And so keep giving us those wonderful recipes in the back office. So hats off to all of you. Dr. Dan, thank you for this conversation on diabetes. I've had 5 siblings besides myself, and then 4 of them have diabetes. But the same brother that had the high blood pressure, he's been off his metformin for a year, but he's maintaining just beautifully in everything. His kidneys are just checked, his brain function, it's just everything is on the up and up with his consistent use of the MoreMito. So everyone keep doing the products. Just keep watching
the Brain and Body Bundle, Renew Brain and Body Bundle.
Make in time. Thank you all.
Thank you. Great input. Thank you for that. Next, we're going to go to Michael James. Michael in Norwalk, go ahead with your question. Could be James.
My name is Michael, and I'm in Lakewood, California.
All right. Go ahead with your question, Michael.
Okay. I have a pretty severe neuropathy on my foot, and I've had diabetes for at least 40 years. That means I had it at least 50 years. So, and I was wondering what type of remedy, what type of would help with that. I have been taking care of myself, but lately we had a little.
This is his remedy. Brilliance mitochondria with all 3 products. The Renew Brain and Body Bundle.
My wife, as far as someone else.
You had stress in your home. You had stress in the home, which is hard on diabetes. You don't have to give us all the inside of the family issues, but let me ask you a few questions. Do you eat low carb? Do you avoid sugar and stuff, or do you eat whatever appeals to you?
Yes, I've been doing better on that part. About maybe 6 months ago, let's say right before, I had gallstones. My wife was called, some help. Anyway, I went to the doctors. They told me to stay away from red meat and nuts and that type of stuff too. So I've been doing pretty good at that. And but I need to find a remedy for that too. As far as
first of all, on gallstones, did at one time you eat a real low fat diet? Did you ever?
Yeah, I tried many different diets, but I had before that I've had issues like in a hospital the last year or 2 years. So anyway, urinary infection, what have you. Anyway, that probably knocked me down too. On top of that.
But the reason I ask you that is a low-fat diet is a gallbladder doctor's dream. It dries out the ducts of the gallbladder, and it really creates a lot of gallbladder surgery. There's bad fats like soy, corn, safflower, sunflower, peanut oil, cottonseed oil, and canola oil. Those are very inflammatory and will hurt your gallbladder, hurt your kidneys, and hurt everything, as well as the sugar and everything. But the good fats are actually good for your gallbladder. Coconut oil, olive oil, butter is actually very good. Margarines kill you. There's many good fats. Fish oil and the fats and the fish and the oils that we have in Restore will be very good for the gallbladder. Now, on your original question, mixing, as Dale was saying, a teaspoon of the Restore into Rejuvenate Gel and rubbing it down your calves and rubbing it on your feet. And if I had neuropathy, I'd be rubbing it on my feet 3 times a day. We have one guy, Gary Bueller. He had one time got up to 600 pounds and came back down to about 290. But his legs were black from the knee down. He was going to lose his legs. And his daughter was a massage therapist. And she would work the Rejuvenate Gel on his calves and down his feet. And they kept doing that, I guess, a couple times a day or 2 or 3 times a day. And it came back. He didn't lose his legs.
He had a great testimony telling how they wanted to amputate. And
bring that back.
Sister massaging it in, they didn't amputate him.
Internally is going to help greatly with your blood sugar. You may not notice it right away, or you may notice it right away. But it's going to help a great deal with your blood sugar. And so I would probably double the dosages, like Dale was saying, 2 milliliters 4 times a day, or 3 milliliters 3 times a day, 3 or 4 times a day. I would be doing that throughout the day. It will help my body start balancing the blood sugar much better.
That's the droppers with the cream, right?
Yeah, that's the droppers. And on the Renew Life, I usually tell people to start off with 1 capsule twice a day, and in a couple of weeks make it 2 capsules twice a day. But sometimes it energizes you a little too much.
It didn't do me that way, so I started out with 2 capsules for the beginning. So you just have to see how it does your body. If you start taking it, the regular dosage is 2 capsules a day. So if you take 2 capsules a day and you feel like you have too much energy, then you can, bump down to 1. Do it, for say a few days or a week, so to get in your system, and then bump it back up to the regular dosage, which is 2 capsules a day.
His life, and the man that sold my artwork for years, he lost his lower leg, and then shortly after that, about a year later, he lost his life. He was a tall, slender guy. You wouldn't know he had diabetes, but
so you can't look at people sometimes and tell what they have.
Back then, for him, and may have saved his life. And so, go ahead.
Well, I've been doing pretty good as far as the soy, taking away the other vegetable, all that type of oils and stuff. I started maybe more than a year ago going to a clinic, like a holistic or a more naturopathic type of thing. And I'm not going to do what they offer is ozone therapy too, but anyway, I'm not going to do that. Anyway, I can't afford it right now as things happen. And my wife, a while back, maybe more a year, maybe 2 years ago, she got a case of vertigo. She had
vertigo.
She had to use earplugs to hear and maybe use a speaker where she was working. And she got vertigo. I think it's from that. So she had to go to the hospital that one night. And she just recently started using probably the cream and the droppers also together and put it in her ear. And she said she only had 30% hearing in that one ear. And she said she could start hearing. She's recently just started using it this past week. So that's helping her.
Yeah, Roger would like to get that recorded. Dale, you might want to take a screenshot of his phone number there.
Yep.
I got you. In fact, next week, that's part of what we're going to talk about, I think, is hearing is part of the subject. So that we definitely like to get that. There's a little system that that people are getting relief that I told Roger about, where they take a spoon and tap behind their ear, and they have and it's really meant for vertical, but people find it worked on tinnitus too.
I know you can take your finger and tap behind the ear, but now you said take the spoon, tap behind the ear.
And tap behind the ear. And who was it? Was it
there's a bone back here
that was doing that? And then after
Bill Critchfield in Nampa, Idaho. He did it. He did exactly what you recommended. And as Bill says, he's a creature of habit. He did it for 2 straight months. He'd lay down when he went to sleep, lay down with his head on the pillow and do the tapping behind one ear, then roll over and do the other one. As Bill describes it, it's in the testimonials, he heard Christmas paper rattling at one point.
Hear a difference.
And his vertigo was gone, and it didn't need to use
so
a walker
you can put
anymore. And it
Rejuvenate
wasn't
Gel
vertigo.
in your
He
ear,
was worried
which is
about
mixed.
hearing.
So it has some of the
And,
Restore
but
Oil
the vertigo
mixed in it. And you can put it in your ear,
real bad
or you can put,
that,
you might
but
want
he
to
stopped
do
using
one or
that
the
walker.
other,
He
or
didn't
both,
need it.
and then take some of the drops and put in your ear, the Restore Oil, and you can put it in your ear as well.
Yeah,
And then tap
my
behind
wife
your
as far as
ear.
the spoon.
Or you can take a Q-tip and put it on there too. A lot of times I put the Rejuvenate Gel on the Q-tip and then put it in my ear.
In fact, I just put some in my ear a few minutes ago, because I wear I have these earplugs. My phone, I'm listening to different frequencies at night that deepen my sleep. And so, you wear those too much and your ears get a little sore. So I just put some in my ear. But if I had tinnitus or if I had hearing problem, I'd be putting it right behind my ear, down where the jaw and the skull meets, right in that area, as well as in the ear. And
I put some in the ear and around the ear.
Yeah.
And then
I think that's how
you normally tap that bone about 30 times.
Really
That's it. Do it with a spoon now. You can do it with your finger, but I'm gonna try it with a spoon.
One here, but she, like I said, she recently started putting it in her ear, and she says she can start hearing. It's like that's much better. So I'm going to
keep us informed.
That was
Michael.
easier
We gotta
than
move
doing it with
on,
my finger.
but we very much want to know how things are going. So chat with us again.
So I'm gonna have to put a spoon by my
keep
bed
us posted.
and do it every night.
Fantastic stuff. Next, we're going to go to Shirley Casaban. Shirley, did you have a question? Shirley's not there.
Simple one. What is the feedback on bison meat as a red meat?
That's a good choice. It's very lean, but it doesn't taste lean. It's a little expensive. If I could afford it, I'd be eating it all the time. I eat it sometimes. And I buy these little bars by Epic, E-P-I-C, and they have like beef, buffalo. They have other ones like chicken and venison. I do the venison, beef, and the low-carb bison, because they add a lot of honey to that one. The others are very low-carb. Very, very satisfying. But, yeah, bison
very
is
tasty,
very healthy.
Very tasty, yeah. Good. So, I prefer it, actually. Thank you. That's a good one. My friends will know the difference so I can tell them.
Great input.
Shirley's from England.
I have unmuted
She
you
lives in the
in
DFW
New
area.
Jersey. Donna, go ahead.
Very nice lady.
Did I lose Donna? I think I just lost Donna. Then we're going to go to Charlotte I don't know where you're at, Charlotte, but I see you're a web caller. I've unmuted you. Go ahead with your question.
Jacksonville, Florida.
Okay.
All right. Great to have you with us. Go ahead.
Thank you. I just received my products today. I've had asthma all my life. I found out that I'm having some lung issues today, and my knee has been in pain for about a month. So I know I heard them say you take the Restore 3.0 and put a teaspoon in the cream, in the Rejuvenate.
Yeah.
Okay, so even if I put that in the cream, I could still take the pills. I mean, take the drops in my mouth.
Yes.
Of course.
Yes.
Okay.
Definitely.
Okay,
You also saw
and
me
I'm
take some,
allergic to just about everything.
but then you also saw me using the cream. You saw me use the cream around the eyes and well, I said cream, Rejuvenate Gel. My Rejuvenate Gel is mixed.
I'm allergic to. It's just, and I'm wondering if that would help with my allergies.
Oh, yes.
Yes, it will. And take
Yes.
that.
I was the one that tested the Restore Oil for the allergies before it was available to everybody.
Put it up your
This
nose and
made a
swab
major
around it.
difference.
With the gel?
And with the gel, with the Restore in it, if you put just a straight Restore in there without it being in the gel, it'll burn.
Oh,
but
you talking about putting it in your nose?
It would dilute it enough where it won't burn.
Yeah.
Really good.
You can take it and put it on Q-tip. Put it,
and you can rub it on your chest.
Put it on one side.
Which is strange to me
and snort it up.
It gets down that deep.
Then do the other side. Put it,
so it's good for the lungs.
The other end of the Q-tip though. And close this off. Slide it up. That way it's getting all in there. Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Okay. And decrease, if you could, decrease your amount of wheat. Those carbs.
Yeah, I don't eat.
Do you eat any bread, whole wheat bread?
No, I don't like whole
wheat grains.
I eat whole grain.
Okay, they can make mucus.
Okay. Okay.
So can milk.
We constantly learn.
I love cottage cheese and stuff, but I can't do it and do what I do for a living. It makes too much mucus in me.
I eat it once in a while, but that's just something that forms a lot of mucus, just like you said, on my chest.
Yeah.
So I try to stay away from that stuff. So my understanding is you continue to take the medicine that you're on while you're taking this, and you log everything so you can see the difference. And that's when you go to the doctor and he said, well, you know what? I don't think you need this anymore, because that way I know this is working. Is that my understanding?
Yeah, because you're getting more oxygen in your cells. We've had people that are COPD, which means you have emphysema, bronchitis, and asthma. You have two of those three. You could have all three. And we've had people that got over it.
They told me I had pulmonary fibrosis.
Well, I don't know if we've had anyone with that or not. Dale may know, but give it a try, because we keep seeing miracles in areas I would never have expected until I saw them.
Okay. And you said one pill a day, or
one pill twice a day to start with. The Renew Brain and Body. And then after a few weeks, try another pill like in the morning, and then after another week or two, do 2 twice a day.
Okay. Okay. All right. Thank you so much.
Great questions. Keep us informed, Charlotte. We want to know how you're doing. Rebecca Barella, I've unmuted you. Go ahead, Rebecca.
Great call. Wonderful information. I just wanted to make a recommendation. I know you say a teaspoon to rejuvenate, but we found it to be more powerful when you put that tablespoon in there. Because I tell you that I've had people use it, and it's even improved.
Yeah, some people put more. Some people put 2 teaspoons. So it's your product. You can put it, quite a bit.
I do about a tablespoon in it. It's just a matter of what you can afford. But I do about a tablespoon. By the way, and I got this actually from Dr. Joy. I wouldn't do it this way. But take a teaspoon of that and swallow that. That also is very good for the lungs and for your digestion. Otherwise, with the Restore and Rejuvenate mixed together.
So they're saying take a teaspoon of the Rejuvenate Gel with the Restore mixed in it and swallow it. Okay? Because it's good for your inside. I know it definitely helps if you have dental issues.
Go ahead with your input.
Good evening, gentlemen. Many blessings. Good evening, many blessings. Well, I do have like 3 or 4 people dealing with cancer after they've been radiated, but we won't talk about that now because that's more, requires more time. So I'll have to figure that out with Dr. Dan, and I want them to do counseling with him to make sure we save his life. But my question that I do have 2 people, and it's schizophrenia and
mental issues.
Maybe a combination of bipolar. I'm not exactly sure, but definitely schizophrenia. So if you can speak on that, And then I'll send this clip of the recording to.
Well, I'm going to give you a couple of things pretty quick on that. First of all, bipolar can be nothing but a lithium mineral deficiency. And our soil used to have plenty of lithium. And that's how you can test to see if it's bipolar, or if a person is bipolar. If you give them lithium, a nice dose, their body will absorb it. But if they're not bipolar, they're urinated out. And so if their body needs that lithium, I had an uncle that when he was in college, he started staying up for 2 or 3 days at a time, and they said he was schizophrenic. They didn't know back 80 years ago or whatever. And it ends up when he got about 80 years old, they thought, no, he's not schizophrenic, he's bipolar. All he needed was a little lithium. He was a genius, but they misdiagnosed him. So, and because when you stay up for a couple of days, like people when they're manic, you start hallucinating. And so you sound like a schizophrenic, but you may just be bipolar. So also, for some reason, schizophrenics use 10 times as much vitamin C in the brain than the rest of the body. And where if I gave you 10,000 IUs of vitamin C, or milligrams, you would urinate most of that off. But if I give it to a schizophrenic, they just suck it all up. The brain uses a lot of vitamin C. Now, our product, I think, it's been really great on neurological problems. There's a number of different reasons to that. There's a lot of things in the product that deals with stress. And it calms the brain as well, which, stress is related to almost, or affects almost every major disease. So it balances it. It helps with the neurons, the energy in the brain. Like kids that are hyperactive, you think they have too much energy in the brain. They actually, when they watch them with radioactive isotopes of little sugar, they don't get enough blood flow to the frontal lobes of the brain. So they increase it. They're trying to increase their energy by jumping around and doing all this stuff. So anyway, it's you'll find good results with it, I believe, with the Restore and the Renew Life. And using that will help a great deal. There's other things you can do on top of that for schizophrenia. And B vitamins also very, very important.
Mental health issues, you want to
B12,
get
B6,
on the products, or get it for the person that has the mental health issues. Build the mitochondria up. Okay.
I know that you guys don't know what I'm talking about necessarily, but
they may need it multiple times a day.
And that can bring on neurological
because
diseases.
Mental issues
so
are
if you
serious.
give them the methyform, also when you get low on those methyl vitamins, we create too much homocysteine poison, and that's the main thing that kills us as we age. It has a lot to do with the aging process. So those B vitamins and methyform keep those intact, and so does by energizing the mitochondria and building more mitochondria. That's probably the strongest thing you can do for anti-aging. But anyway, I don't know if I answered your question or not, but
yeah, that's good information. I'll pass it on to the family members.
Okay.
Fantastic. Thank you, Esmeralda. Great to hear from you. Who do we have left? Mary Brown. Mary, go ahead with your question. I've unmuted you as a web caller, Mary Brown. And we don't have Mary. Let's go to Dan Coates. Dan, I've unmuted you. Go ahead. We've got a couple more people.
Dale, thank you so much. Another good news Monday. Dr. Dan, thank you. Dr. Joy, thank you. Dale, I write down where certain conditions are, and I'll send you that pulmonary fibrosis tomorrow. I'll text it to your number.
Very good.
Tremendous.
Yeah, today is 5 weeks since I had my hernia surgery, and they noticed that they said I had some AFib, so I wore a heart monitor for 13 days, and last Thursday, I think, or Wednesday, I took it off and sent it in. I got some information before Friday, and it said that I have AFib, and it's at 100%. It's been for those 13 days, but it's 100% AFib, and but my heart rate was average 64, and I thought, wow, maybe it's mild. I'm trying to find out from my doctor, but I'm not getting a lot of, they just sent me something like, take this and take this certain type of blood thinner. Well, I looked at it, and it's like
you don't need it. What's your blood pressure?
Like in the low teens, over in the high 50s, high 50s, lower 60s.
Low. Oh no, give them both numbers. I don't know if I followed you there. What's your height?
Let's say 115 over 60.
No, you don't need the blood thinner. AFib, fish oil is known to calm AFib, so is magnesium. And Restore, okay, I've told this story many times. One of my younger sisters, the older of the two, she got cancer. And I knew I couldn't change her habits. She smoked, she lived on pastry and all that. Mm-hmm. And so I just let her do what she wanted to do. And so anyway, my older brother said, if you're going to take care of her, if you're going to take her out, you're going to have to go get that shot. This is about 5 years ago. I said, I don't want to do that. But you're going to have to, because if she gets sick, they're going to blame you, and it's going to go through that whole retirement community. So I went, the Johnson & Johnson, you only have to take that once. So I went and got it. 10 days later, I had AFib, or at least had heart palpitations. I was having trouble teaching my exercise class. I didn't tell my class, but I was getting short-winded. And so I doubled up on fish oil. I doubled up on the Restore and the Renew Live. Oh, I didn't have Renew Live. On the Restore, I took it. Roger suggested take it 3 times a day. Anyway, it went away.
3 times a day.
And
triple dose on it.
But if I didn't have all that and didn't do that and didn't know that, and I also magnesium tarnate for the heart that calms it. But malate and glycinate, you can get a group of it. But tarnate is made to go in there because taurine is real good for the heart, and they bind it with the magnesium. So magnesium relaxes. And so I think it's magnesium and more omega-3 oil, like Nordic Naturals omega-3, or eat a lot of wild-caught salmon or sardines, and take and double or triple the dose of Restore. I think you'll find in a month or two you'd probably be just fine.
Well, thank you so much. Yeah, the medical establishment tends to scare. And I did, when COVID was around, I did take a Johnson & Johnson 1 shot. And for the next 3 out of the 5 days, I think I slept like 3 out of the next 4 days, I slept maybe 5 hours total in that time. So I knew it jacked me up, and after I did it, I said, man, I can't ever do that. I'm not going to any extra shot or anything like that. And when I get the information from the medical establishment I'm with, there's so much like, I don't know if you'd say fear-based, but put on you like, you might get a heart attack, or you might get a stroke, or
let me give you guys some insight. Well, I'm going to give you some quick insight. We're running out of time here. We blame the doctors, but the doctors, okay. I used to do research with the VA with the exercise equipment I invented. They found it was phenomenal for rehab, and they also worked with it with paraplegics and stuff. Well, there was a famous orthoped that was working with Dr. Felton doing research, and he found out. Okay. No, I want to say.
I'm trying to find it.
Anyway, and he found out that he told me he had to make $600,000 a year before he could make $1, because he had to pay for the malpractice insurance for him and his clients, because he had one person with a hip operation that went bad, and he got sued, and they won the suit because he went in there and said, okay, if I notch the hip a little bit more, the tendon will ride better. Well, anytime they go away from the protocol that the AMA sets up, It says you got to do it this cookbook way. We don't care that you're the doctor. We're going to tell you exactly what you do, and if you don't do it that way, then your insurance won't protect you. And so, doctors are told, like, if you have a little bit of cancer, they cut it out. They say, well, now you got to get radiated. Now you got to do chemo. They have to tell you that, or they'll be sued. Let's say you die of cancer anyway, which a lot of times it happens. A person dies of cancer. The family could say, well, you should have told them to take chemo or radiation. So his insurance requires that he tells you exactly what the protocol is and tries to talk you into it. If he's not, he'd be liable. But when I reject something, then my doctor says, I wouldn't have done it either, but I had to tell you that. I said, I know. Anyway, so be aware of that, but don't blame the doctors. They're just trying not to be sued and to be able to keep their insurance. So,
that sounds good. Dr. Dan, thank you so much. Now, how am I going to be able to get in touch with you to just have a private consultation?
Okay. I don't normally do this because I don't want to get, I like them to go through Dale, but I'm going to do it this way. My email is DSOLLOWY1949 So it's D Soloway, DSOLLOWAY 1949 @yahoo.com. I can't answer 1,000 questions a day, but put in the subject line, oscillation, MoreMito. Because I get about 60 emails, and there's only 2 or 3 there that there's something I'm wanting to look at. I just get all this junk stuff I need to get rid of. But put in the subject line so I recognize that this is a common sensation and this is a MoreMito person, and I don't just read past it. Sometimes I miss you guys.
Thanks so much. DSO.
Okay. Thank you, Dan.
Once again,
appreciate it, buddy.
DSO 2 L's OWAY 1949. Now you know how old I am. 1949 at yahoo.com.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, buddy. All right, we're going to try. We got one more we're going to try, and then we've got to move on. I'm taking a screenshot. We'll call a few of you back. Mary Brown, you came back. Are you there? Mary Brown. All right. Listen, everybody, thank you so much. You are what makes this so powerful is the sharing and the stories and the questions and the knowledge. Tremendous knowledge shared on these calls, and the basic knowledge that everything runs from. Make MoreMito the base of everything you do. Listen, XPS has the power of making water wetter. It's going to allow our ingredients to get through your cells, deeper through the walls of your mitochondria. It helps anything else you take work better, be better used by the body. That's one of the reasons these pharmaceuticals get cut down. Your body's using more of them. One of the first things that happens is your doctor reduces the dosage. So the key to everything, you know that from these calls and what you're hearing, take MoreMito. What does Roger say? Just get it in you. Don't worry if you're using it right. Just start by getting it in you. Come back later for refinement. So that's it, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. Dr. Dan, Dr. Joy, thank you for all your input, all these questions. Listen, everybody, replay this. This call will be up. Look for it tomorrow. Roger.
Guys, was that not awesome? Did you not learn a lot? This is why I get on these calls every Monday at 7:55 p.m. Central Standard Time. So Stephanie Alford invites you to join us every Monday at 7:55 p.m. Central Standard Time. Every Saturday at 10:55 a.m. Central Standard Time. You can either dial in to 608-906-0003, or you can join us live on the Health and Wealth Show with Stephanie on YouTube and get all the information. You can also go to the Health and Wealth Show with Stephanie and make sure you subscribe when you're there. And those of you all that subscribe, thank you for subscribing today. While we were live, it actually popped up and told me, which one of y'all had subscribed. So again, thank you for that. And understand that subscribing allows YouTube to put it in front of more people. The more subscribers, the more they'll put it in front of people. Same thing with liking. They put it in front of more people. And understand, everybody has mitochondria, and every pet has mitochondria. So everybody needs this product, right? Everybody needs it to build their mitochondria up, because the older you get, the more you're losing. And if you lose it all, you will just drop dead. That's how serious it is, right? So we don't want you to lose it all. We don't want you to drop dead. We want you to build your mitochondria up so that your body can fix itself. Your body can fix itself from anything. That's the way God designed our bodies, right? He designed our bodies to fix itself from anything. So them saying, oh, there's no cure for this, there's no cure for that. Guys, are you listening to the words coming out of my mouth? If you build your mitochondria up, God has already designed your body to fix itself. Okay. Your body knows how to do it, but you have to have the right things in your body. So you got to build your mitochondria up, right? But again, we want to thank you for actually tuning in, listening how to build your mitochondria up. You can go and hear this again. If you were late getting on, or you just want to hear it again, you can go to the Health and Wealth Show with Stephanie on YouTube, go to the playlist, go to conference calls, and you will find it under conference calls. Remember, this was part 2. Part 1 was Saturday. So if you did not listen to part 1, you can go to the Health and Wealth Show with Stephanie, go to the playlist, go to conference call, and you can go and catch part 1 there, right? And others conference calls. You can also go on the playlist, and you'll notice there's several conditions there. You click on the playlist for that condition. You'll hear several people that have had that condition and how, their body responded once they got on the products, right? The Renew Brain and Body, this is for the people products. And then for those of y'all that have pets, the Petlife and Straight Rejuvenate Gel. I say Straight Rejuvenate Gel because y'all heard us talking about mixing the Restore Oil into the Rejuvenate Gel. Well, pets can't have Restore Oil because pets can't have citrus, right? So citrus, anything that pets can have, has been removed out of the Restore Oil, and a Petlife label has been placed on there. Some of you probably thought I was holding up the same bottle. As you can see, they're different. One says Restore Oil, one says Petlife, and this one's smaller. Petlife is smaller. Restore Oil is larger, right? So Petlife is Restore Oil minus what the animals cannot have, right? And then a Petlife label is on there. That's why you hear people saying they use Petlife in their eye, etc., right? Because it doesn't sting, because it doesn't have the citrus in there, right? Now, you get great results with this, with putting it in your eye, but you're going to get even more results by putting the Restore in there. But the Restore does sting as long as your eye is open, because it has the citrus, right? But when you close your eye, the stinging will go away, okay? But for the pets, again, you're going to use the Petlife and Straight Rejuvenate Gel. So the Rejuvenate Gel should look white, right? You can mix the Petlife in here and give it to the pets, but do not give them the one that has the Restore Oil in it. So if it's orange, do not give that. Do not use that on your pets, because the pets can't have citrus. So again, citrus has been removed. This has citrus in it. The Restore Oil has citrus in it. Petlife is the Restore Oil minus the citrus, and and a Petlife label has been put on there. So for your pets, you can get the Petlife and Straight Rejuvenate Gel. Again, for the people, you want to get the Renew Brain and Body bundle, which is the Renew Brain and Body capsules, the Restore Oil, and the Rejuvenate Gel. Because if I turn around, we can see the label. So how do you get those products? You create your free customer website. You have to be referred. Now, if somebody else referred you, you want to get back with that person that referred you, okay? If you were referred by myself, by seeing, one of my episodes, etc., then you'll go to www.moremito.com/S Alfred, moremito.com/SALFORD. And you would then click join, then click referring customer, fill out the information, and then hit register. Once you do that, your free customer website is up. Then you will, if you want to go into your back office, you go to your website. So like I would go to moremito.com/S Alfred. And then I would click on log in. Once I click on log in, it'll ask me for my username and my password. That's the username and password that you use to create your free customer website, right? Once you put your username and password in, you're now in your back office. So once you get in your back office, you'll see a green button that says buy now. You can click on that button, and then when you scroll down, the first bundle that you see is the Renew Brain and Body bundle, and you can order your Renew Brain and Body bundle, okay? And then if you're interested in getting the pet products, then you will just scroll down until you see the, Petlife, or, you want to order the Rejuvenate Gel by itself. But you'll see several bundles there. I'm sorry, y'all. There were some comments in here that kind of caught my attention again. But again, go to the website, go to my website, or the person that refers you, create your free customer website. After you create your free customer website, also, we have an app. We have a MoreMito app. So if you go to your Play Store or your App Store and go to MoreMito, you can download the app. And the app has a lot of information on that you can share out with people. And it tracks everything. So if I've sent you information from the app, whether it be audio or video, then I know whether you listened to it or watched it because the app tracks everything. So you can get information to send out to people from the app, and the app is free. Do y'all get it? You get a free customer website. You get a free app. If you decide that you want to change your status and go from referring customer to paid rep, which is free, so that you can actually pull cash out. Remember, if you're just a referring customer, you can't pull cash out. You can get MoreMito bucks where you can get your products for free, which is great, but you can't pull it out for cash, right? You have to switch to paid representative, fill out your W-9. After you've switched to paid representative and completed your W-9 and submit it, then you're now a paid rep. And from anything from that point on, then you can pull out for cash. Anything you've done before that is your MoreMito bucks, okay? Because you can't go back and switch that because that was done before, right? So we hope that you take the initiative to want to build your mitochondria up, okay, guys? Build your mitochondria up, and your body can fix itself from anything. Even those of you that are very negative, okay, and try to come on and dominate with putting all these comments about other things that has nothing to do with your mitochondria. If you get the products, build your mitochondria up, then your focus will be better, okay? That brain fog that you're having that's causing you to do those negative things, guess what? You can get rid of that, okay? You can become a positive person, okay? So, take your health serious, okay? That's what we're doing. We're taking health serious, and we're sharing this with people that are serious about their health. If you're not serious about your health, then guess what? I'm not talking to you. Then, this is not the platform for you if you're not serious about your health. This is the platform for you if you are serious about your health. If you want life longevity, if you want, any condition that you have to get better. You may not even know that you have any condition if you just want to get better, period. You may want more energy. You may just want to try to practice to see what it does with your body because you're not aware of things that's going on in your body. I've had several people to tell me, oh, I'm just healthy, right? Well, bless their hearts, they just don't know no better, right? Because you don't know everything going on in your body because not everything shows signs, right? But just know if the more you age, the more mitochondria you lose. And if you've ever taken antibiotics, I'm sure one of those up there is from an antibiotic. Antibiotics damages your mitochondria. When you study getting older and older and older, you lose mitochondria. That's just the way it is, okay? But you can get it back. How do you get it back? By building your mitochondria back up, right? These are the products that you get. The Renew Brain and Body Bundle to build the humans mitochondria up. And then to build the pet's mitochondria up is the Petlife and the Rejuvenate Gel. So those of y'all that have pets, whether you have just, dogs, cats, you may have race horses, get them on here. Your horses may not be winning now. If you listen to some of the testimonies like Dr. Boswell was talking about, his horse wasn't winning at first, right? They got on the product, now they're winning, okay? So, you can build up strength and stamina, whether you're animal or whether you're human. You're in sports, guess what? You definitely want to get the products because you can have better focus, you can have more energy. Well, guess what? If you have more focus, you can perform better. If you have more energy, you can perform better, okay? There's a lot of things that you can do when you build your mitochondria up. You don't believe me? Get it and try it. Get it and try it. Stay on it. Stay on it for a while. Stay on it for, 6 months to a year. Let us know how it's doing with you. I guarantee you will know a difference. Okay. Now we have some people that get on it and they, may not even stay on it for a month and say, oh, it doesn't work. It's not that it's not working. Okay. Because sometimes things work and you just don't notice that they're working yet, right? You don't see the signs that they're working yet, but stay on it so that you can finally see the signs. Okay. That's where a lot of people make mistakes, because they assume that, things are not working when things are actually in there working. Okay. What if I had said, oh, okay, well, yeah, I don't see a difference in my eyesight, and just stop using the product, right? Well, guess what? I would still have the restriction on my driver's license saying that I need to wear my glasses when I drive. I would still have a problem seeing. Okay. But thank God that I did not do that. Thank God that I continued using my Rejuvenate Gel, because at the time we did not have Restore Oil. Dr. Bevan Elliott had not created yet. I used my Rejuvenate Gel. And at that time, we weren't mixing the oil because we didn't even have the oil, right? So I used straight Rejuvenate Gel. And like y'all saw me demonstrating on how I was rubbing it around my eyes, that's what I did. And my eyesight got better. But you know what? Because we heard several other people doing that, right? So we started doing it. So then later, after Dr. Bevan Elliott came out with the Restore Oil, then someone decided to mix it with the Rejuvenate Gel. So when you mix it with the Rejuvenate Gel, it's a different color. It is now orange because the Restore Oil is kind of an orange color, right? So now you got the 44 ingredients from the Restore Oil also mixed with the ingredients of the Rejuvenate Gel, and now you have even a better result, right? Because you got all those ingredients going in there. Okay, so guys, just listen to the testimonials. Create your free customer website. Download the MoreMito app. Order your products. If you have questions, you can text me and we can schedule a time to talk if we need to talk. You can text me at 817-320-2571. Do not call me first because I have a busy schedule, okay? So text me first. If you respect me, I can respect you, right? You text me first. A lot of times I can get your questions answered without having to make a phone call. But I don't mind making a phone call. But I need it to work for you and myself, right? If you want me to send you the link to create your free customer website, text MM link to 817-320-2571, and I will be happy to send you the link to create your website, and it would have the instructions on there of what to do. So we are here to help you. If you have questions and you need to call customer service number is 509-593-3300. If somebody else referred you, get back with the person that referred you, okay? And those of y'all that have come on, that have put those negative comments about other subject matters that has nothing to do with building your mitochondria up, take the time out to do yourself justice and create your free customer website and build your mitochondria up. So that way you can stop that negative thinking, you can have that positive thinking, and you can focus better. So again, y'all have a wonderful night. And go out and create your free customer website. And I look forward to hearing your testimonials of how the products have helped you. Have a blessed one, kings and queens.